My name is Ella Smith. I'm 25 years old, an ordinary human being. My only special skill is making coffee that's always exactly 78 degrees, precisely the temperature my boss likes. My boss is Kane Blackwood, the world's youngest billionaire CEO. He has graced the cover of Forbes and been named Most Desirable Man to Marry of the Year. He is also the most powerful werewolf in this city. Of course, this piece of information cannot be found on Wikipedia. I have worked at Blackwood Group for 3 years. I have never been late, never made a mistake, and never stared at him for more than 3 seconds. There are unspoken rules here. Rule 1, make eye contact with a werewolf. Rule 2, never work overtime on a full moon night. Rule 3, and the most important one, never get marked. Marking is the way werewolves form lifelong bonds with their mates. Once marked, an imprint will appear on your body, impossible to remove for a lifetime. For humans, being marked means you become the werewolf's possession, legally bound. So, I have always been extremely careful. Until yesterday. It was my unlucky day. I was evicted by my landlord in the morning. I drank heavily, a great deal of alcohol. Then a man appeared. He was tall, dressed in dark clothes. His eyes were like melting gold. He took down the 3 thugs as easily as tearing a piece of paper. Then he walked towards me and asked,
"Are you all right?"
I had no idea what came over me. Maybe it was the alcohol, maybe it was fear, maybe he looked too breathtaking under the moonlight. I stood on my tiptoes, brushed aside the hair on the back of his neck, and bit down. When I woke up this morning, a new mark appeared on the inside of my left wrist. It was silver, shaped like a crescent moon and a wolf's claw, an eternal curse that could never be erased. I am the first human to ever do this in the world, and also the stupidest one. And today, I still have to go to work. When I walked into the Blackwood building, Lucy, the receptionist, smiled at me. She had no idea that her colleague had done something enough to shake the entire werewolf to its core. The elevator ascended, and so did my heartbeat. The 38th floor. At the end of the corridor stood the door. The door opened. He wore a custom-tailored black suit, his shoulder line sharp, as if cut by a blade. The hair at the nape of his neck was cropped short, exposing the patch of skin where I had bitten him.
Ella.
Yes, Mr. Blackwood.
Come here.
He wore a custom-tailored black suit, his shoulder line sharp as if cut by a blade. The hair at the nape of his neck was cropped short, exposing the patch of skin where I had bitten him. I walked forward and stopped 3 steps away from him. Keeping a 3-meter distance had been my habit for 3 years.
About last night. You'd better forget it.
He walked towards me step by step, 3 steps, 2 steps, 1 step. He propped his hands on the desk behind me, blocking all the light. His breath fell on my forehead. I was trapped. What are you talking about?
You bit the back of my neck, right at the werewolf's marking spot. I still remember what you said then. You smell so good, I'd eat you up.
Something exploded inside my head. I never said that!
You did. You said a lot more too, like, why are you so handsome? It's not fair.
The corners of his mouth lifted slightly. It was the first time I had seen him smile in 3 years. I wanted to die, right this second. Kane took a step back. His golden eyes gradually faded back to gray.
You know what marking means, don't you?
It forms a lifelong bond between werewolves. Once the mark is set, the 2 sides will be spiritually connected. They can sense each other's location, emotions, and even injuries. The mark can never be removed.
Exactly.
He lowered his head to look at his left wrist. He usually wore a watch, but not today. On the inside of his wrist was an identical silver mark, brand new and faintly glowing.
You were drunk and overcome with adrenaline last night. All these factors combined allowed a human like you complete a marking ritual that only werewolves can perform.
So now we're
bound together. For the rest of our lives.
The air in the office froze. I wanted to apologize, to say it was an accident, to ask if there was any way to undo it. But he had said for the rest of our lives. Not until separation. Forever. What about work?
You still plan to be my secretary? Starting tomorrow, move to the office next to mine.
Why?
The mark creates a strong protective instinct. If you're out of my sight, I'll lose focus. And when I'm distracted, I might end up tearing this entire building down.
The next day, my belongings were moved to a new office on the 38th floor. It was nothing like a secretary's workspace. It featured floor-to-ceiling windows, genuine leather sofas, and a coffee machine more expensive than my entire apartment. I had worked at Blackwood Group for 3 years and had never heard of an office next to his. Derek, Kane's deputy and also a werewolf, helped me carry the documents. Did he ever have an office next door before?
No.
What was this room used for?
A storage room.
Renovated in just 3 days?
2 days. He supervised the renovation in person.
I stood in front of the floor-to-ceiling window, overlooking the whole city spread out beneath my feet. My phone vibrated. It was a message from Nora, my best friend. She ran a coffee hop and was a human, unaware that my boss was a werewolf. How's your new office? It has floor-to-ceiling windows. Wow. And a fancy coffee machine. More expensive than your apartment? 20 times more expensive. I nearly threw my phone out of the window.
Ella, come to my office.
I walked into his office. He sat behind his desk, looking over a contract on the computer screen.
What's the liquidated damages clause stated on page 3, Article 7 of this merger and acquisition agreement?
I froze for a moment. For 3 years, he had never asked me such specific questions. I was his secretary and reviewed all contracts, but he never bothered to check the details himself. 15%.
Correct. What's the delivery date on the second paragraph of page 4?
The 15th of next month.
The jurisdiction clause on page 10?
Exclusive jurisdiction of the New York State Court.
You memorized all of it?
It's my job, Mr. Blackwood. He leaned back in his chair and stared at me. His gaze made my stomach flip.
Do you know why I'm asking these questions?
No idea.
I'm testing the side effects of the mark. The spiritual connection links our minds. I'm wondering if you can sense my thoughts.
Your thoughts? He stood up and walked around the desk towards me step by step. He stopped right in front of me.
Can you feel it?
Feel what?
What I'm thinking right now.
You want me to leave?
No.
You want me to sit down?
No.
Then what are you thinking? He raised his hand and gently touched the mark on my wrist. An electric shock shot through my skin. In an instant, I heard his voice, not with my ears, but directly inside my mind.
I wonder if you couldn't sleep either.
I stumbled backward. I had truly heard his inner voice. You didn't say a word.
I didn't speak out loud, but you heard me.
I ran out of his office and rushed into the restroom. I turned on the faucet and splashed cold water on my face. Staring into the mirror, I saw a pale woman with dilated pupils, as if she had seen a ghost. I had heard his voice inside my head. I placed my hand over the mark on my wrist. It burned hot, as if scalded by fire. Nora called me.
What's wrong? Sound off.
Do you believe in supernatural beings?
Aliens? Or did your boss finally confess his love to you?
Neither.
I took a deep breath.
Have you ever heard of werewolves?
There was a 3-second silence on the other end of the line.
Have you got a fever?
Maybe.
Did your boss drug you?
Forget it. Never mind.
I hung up the phone and leaned against the wall.
For 3 years, I had turned a blind eye to all the anomalies. I pretended he was just stern and intimidating. I pretended he was always on business trips during full moon nights. I pretended the strange howls echoing through the building late at night were just faulty air conditioners. But I could no longer pretend now. I was marked, bound to a werewolf. And I was starting to wonder, was it fondness? Or was it just the influence of the mark? It had to be the mark. It had to be. That night was a full moon. For 3 years, I had strictly followed the rule of never working overtime on full moon nights. But today, my car broke down. Ride-hiring services refused to take orders in this area, and the nearest subway station was 2 kilometers away. I stood at the building gate, staring up at the huge, bright full moon hanging in the sky. I walked into the underground parking lot and stood beside his car. 5 minutes later, he arrived. He wore a black hoodie with the hood pulled low. Even with half his face covered, he looked far from normal. His breathing was heavy, and his fingers trembled.
Get in the car.
I got in. The moment the car closed, I caught a distinct scent. Not perfume, but the smell of a wolf. Are you about to transform?
Fasten your seatbelt.
His knuckles whitened as he gripped the steering wheel. Kane, you should stay home tonight.
I said fasten your seatbelt.
I buckled up. The car roared out of the parking lot like a bullet. Streetlights blurred past outside the window. The full moon hung right in the middle of the windshield, like an open eye. Why did you come for me?
It's dangerous for you to be out alone on a full moon night.
Dangerous? Why?
Werewolves become far more territorial on full moons. Other wolves will attack you if they catch your scent. You are my marked mate.
Kane.
Don't talk. I'm barely holding on.
He did not drive me back to my place. Instead, he headed for a mansion in the forest on the northern outskirts of the city, surrounded by iron fences resembling a medieval castle. This is your house?
Get out.
The night wind was chilly, carrying the scent of pine and soil. He led me through the corridor to a thick iron door. What's inside?
My cage.
Pardon?
I lock myself in here on full moon nights. Otherwise, I'll run wild into the night.
He pushed the door open. The walls were covered with vast window scratch marks. The floor lined with thick cushions, and a water basin sat in the corner. You're going in?
Yes.
I'll stay outside?
Yes. Lock the door for me.
You want me to lock you inside?
Derek's not here tonight. I need someone to do this. I trust you.
My hands shook as I closed the iron door and slid the bolt into place. The key felt cold and heavy in my palm. Kane? He turned his...
Leave.
His shoulders began to tremble. Why?
I don't want you to see me in that form.
I turned and walked out. The moment I closed the outer door, I heard hideous sounds from within. I clutched the key tightly and stood in the corridor, trembling all over. Then his voice echoed in my mind again, not through my ears.
Don't leave.
I leaned it against the wall and closed my eyes. I won't leave. I spoke silently in my heart. I had no idea if he could hear me, but I hoped he could. I sat in the corridor all night. When dawn broke, the iron door was pushed open from the inside. Kane stood in the doorway. He still wore yesterday's hoodie, which was now torn in several places. His hair was damp, his face pale, and dark circles hung under his eyes.
You're still here.
You told me not to leave.
I thought you would be gone.
You said you trusted me when you asked me to lock the door. Trust works both ways. Will this mark stay like this forever?
It will, for the rest of our lives.
Us? He noticed too, and the corners of his mouth twitched slightly.
Don't go to work today. Go home and rest.
I can't go home. My landlord evicted me.
What?
It has nothing to do with last night's incident. I just couldn't pay the rent.
Stay here.
What?
There are plenty of spare rooms in this house.
Kane.
The mark amplifies separation anxiety. If you're away from me, I'll lose focus again. And again, I might destroy the building.
I stared at him. He stared back.
At least until you find a new apartment.
Are you helping me or helping yourself?
Both.
The air in the office frozen. I wanted to apologize, to say it was an accident, to ask if there was any way to undo it. But he had said for the rest of our lives, not until divorce, not until separation, forever.
Nora texted me. Where are you staying tonight? At my boss's place. He has many spare rooms. I'm just crashing temporarily. Ella Smith, are you being kept by your boss? Absolutely not. Just kidding, but you're acting weird. I put down my phone and stared at the ceiling. Nora knew nothing about werewolves, about my mark, or about locking a werewolf in his cage. Some truths are better left untold. Once known, there is no turning back. I was awakened in the middle of the night by a strange presence. It was Kane. I could not hear or see him, but I could feel his emotions surging over me. Restlessness, loneliness, and a hint of fear. A powerful billionaire werewolf, afraid. I walked out of my room and stopped outside his door, which was ajar.
Kane?
He looked up. His eyes were normal gray, but his hands trembled as he held the back of his neck.
What's wrong?
The mark hurts.
Why?
Because you're afraid.
I'm not scared.
You're afraid of the mark, afraid of me, afraid of your own heart. You can't tell if your feelings are real or just caused by the mark.
I helped him up.
I can give you the answer. The mark amplifies existing feelings. It cannot create love out of nothing.
So,
If you felt nothing for me, the mark would change nothing.
what about you? Do you feel this way because of the mark or because of me?
He lowered his head. His lips were just 2 centimeters away from my forehead.
I still remember the first cup of coffee you made on your first day at work. 78 degrees exactly. You walked into my office and said, "Your coffee, Mr. Blackwood." From that day on, I knew I was doomed.
When I went to work the next day, Derek looked at me differently. It was no longer the gaze reserved for the boss's secretary, but the look people gave to the mistress of the house. Could you stop staring at me like that?
Like what?
Like I'm some rare creature.
Because you are.
Said as he stack of documents on my desk.
No member of the Blackwood family has ever marked an outsider, let alone a human.
I didn't mark him on purpose. He got marked by me.
The result is the same. Under werewolf law, you are now his legal mate.
There are laws for werewolves?
Of course. First rule, a mark can never be revoked. Second rule, marked pairs are recognized as legal spouses. Third rule, the death penalty for betraying your mate.
The death penalty?
Literally. If you don't want to stay with him, you'd better find a way to break the mark.
Derek's expression turned grave. You said the mark can't be broken.
It's impossible for werewolves. But you're human.
He left me alone with my thoughts. I stared at the mark on my wrist. What special option did humans have? Death? In the afternoon, a tall, beautiful woman walked into my office. Her eyes were golden by birth, not the golden hue of losing control. Are you Ella? Yes. And you are? Vivian Blackhood, Kane's younger sister. I stood up, at a loss for what to do with my hands. Relax. I'm not here to attack you. I just came to see the human my brother bound himself to. You didn't come to see me, you came to warn me. Her smile faded. Smart girl.
She sat down and crossed her legs.
Do you know why the Blackwood family? No. Humans are fragile. We grow old, fall ill, and die. Werewolves like Kane live for centuries. When you're 60, he'll still look like a man in his 30s. Long after you're gone, he will still live on for hundreds of years.
What are you trying to say?
By marking him, you're doing him harm.
I didn't do it on purpose. I was drunk and cornered by thugs. He saved me, and I bit him without thinking. I would undo it if I could.
Would you really?
What do you mean?
There is one way to break the mark. Let Kane kill you with his own hands. The door closed. I sat frozen in my chair, overcome with cold dread. Let Kane kill me? Was this the so-called unique choice for humans? Kane came home that night to find me sitting in the dark living room.
Vivian came to see you.
How did you know?
She texted me, saying my little secretary has more courage than she expected. What did she say?
She told me the only way to break the mark. Kane's body tensed up.
Don't listen to her.
Tell me what it is.
He fell silent for a long time.
The mark is a spiritual bond. If one partner dies, the other will suffer an unbearable mental shock. The bond can only be fully broken with the death of both sides.
So the only way out is for both of us to die.
Then we won't break it.
What?
I don't care what Vivian thinks. I don't care how short your lifespan is. All I ask is that you stay.
Are you proposing?
I'm begging you not to leave.
I almost left today.
I know.
How?
Because my mark has been aching nonstop.
Kane skipped work the next day. Not just late arrival, he did not show up at the office at all. Derek called 7 times, but Kane never answered.
Are you going to work at all?
Not today.
Why?
We're going on a date.
A date?
Werewolves don't date. We mark our mates directly.
Then why do you suddenly want a date?
I want to court you properly. You shouldn't be bound to me just from an impulse bite.
Heads were slightly around the edges. It's the first meals Kane had ever cooked for me. I want to go to the aquarium.
The aquarium?
I went there once as a child. It's dim and quiet. The fish swim like they're flying.
Let's go.
We spent the afternoon at the aquarium. He wore a plain white t-shirt, no suit, no bodyguards or sunglasses. No one recognized the Forbes cover star. He stood in front of the jellyfish tank, staring at the glowing creatures in a daze. What are they called?
Moon jellyfish.
Why the name?
They glow, just like the moon.
He turned to look at me. Under the blue aquarium lights, his eyes were the color of deep ocean water.
Ella,
Yes?
you're more beautiful than them.
I nearly choked on my saliva. The cold, formidable werewolf CEO had just said the cheesiest line in the world, but I laughed, noticing the tips of his ears turning bright red. 3 days after the date, I ran into an unexpected man at the entrance of the company. Sebastian Gray, leader of the Gray clan, the sworn enemy of the Blackwood family. His eyes were a dull golden.
Ella Smith.
You know me?
The entire werewolf realm is talking about you. The first human to ever mark a werewolf.
I'm just unlucky.
He smiled coldly.
Unlucky? Do you know how precious you are?
What are you talking about?
Kane never told you, did he?
Tell me what?
Your blood can be refined into a special potion. It can permanently free any werewolf from the full moon's curse.
My heart sank.
So,
Does Kane know this?
of course he does. Do you think he keeps you close out of protection or possession?
He walked away. I stood trembling in front of the building. He was telling the truth. Kane had hidden this secret from me.
Sebastian came to see me.
What did he say?
He said my blood can be made into a potion to free werewolves from the moon's influence. You knew about this.
I did.
Why didn't you tell me?
What difference would it make? Would you lock yourself away? Run away? Vivian told you about the way to break the mark by dying, didn't she?
He walked towards me.
Have you considered that option?
I haven't.
You're lying. I can feel it. Your mark trembles whenever you're scared.
I'm scared of myself?
I will never let you die. The Grey Clan wants your blood, let them come. The Blackwood clan has never lost a battle in 300 years.
I am not your trophy.
You're not. What should I call you then? Not a girlfriend, not a fiancée. We skipped all those steps.
I'm still your secretary. He laughed, a genuine smile this time.
Very well. My secretary, my marked mate, and the person I would trade this entire city to protect.
You've lost your mind. He slipped his hand down to hold mine.
I haven't. I just don't want to keep lying to you anymore.
I sat on the sofa in his office, my mind in complete chaos. You chose me just because I like moon jellyfish?
You were different from everyone else. Others wrote traveling, gourmet food, fitness. Yours was unique and sincere. For these past 3 years, you knew my true identity, yet you never once feared me.
I was scared every single day. I just hid it well.
That's what makes you special.
Will Sebastian come for me?
He will.
Can you defeat him?
No. The Grey Clan is far more powerful. My father lost their territory in the north 10 years ago. Now they control the entire East Coast.
Then why said let them come?
I don't need to win the war, I only need to keep you safe. There is a place no Grey Clansman can enter, the Moon Forest.
I had heard of the Moon Forest. It was the ancestral land of the oldest werewolf clans, isolated from modern society, communicating only through messengers. Are you sending me there?
We'll go together. Marked pairs receive the highest protection under the ancient werewolf laws. No one may harm bonded mates within the Moon Forest.
What about the company?
A company can be rebuilt. You are irreplaceable.
What's happening?
He won't wait any longer. He's coming for you.
It's a full moon tonight. You'll lose control.
I won't. Not while you're with me.
A gunshot rang out. It was a silver bullet, the bane of Werewolf. The rear window shattered. Kane swerved violently, driving off the highway and into a dense forest.
This is the Moon Forest.
The road ended. We got out of the car. Sebastian and his men stepped out of the pursuing vehicles.
The ancient law protects marked mates. The law protects those who are marked. She marked you, not the other way around. The law has no effect on you.
My blood turned icy cold.
Run into the forest. Don't look back.
Sebastian charged forward. Ken rushed to meet him. I went deep into the forest, tears blurring my vision. Behind me came the sounds of fighting, growls and breaking bones. I dared not look back.
I ran for an unknown length of time. Branches cut my face. Stones tripped me. My knees covered in blood. Footsteps chased me from behind.
Stop running.
A strange voice echoed through the dark woods. An elderly man walked out from behind the trees. His eyes were silver, a color I had never seen on any werewolf.
I am the guardian of the Moon Forest. You have trespassed into our territory.
They're chasing me.
Can you help me?
I cannot fight for you, but you can save yourself.
What do you mean?
The mark on your wrist is the moon's brand. Deep in the forest lies the moon well. Drink its water, and you will gain the power of werewolves.
Turn into a werewolf?
Not transform. Awaken the power within you. But there is a price. You will grow stronger and live longer, yet part of your humanity will fade. You will grow cold and ferocious. It's your only choice. Become their prisoner.
Or become their nightmare. He held out a silver cup. I took the cup. The moon well stood at the heart of the forest. Its surface black in the shadows, turning sapphire blue when moonlight fell upon it.
Drink it.
Will it hurt?
Worse than any pain you have ever known.
I took a deep breath and drank the water in one gulp. The liquid was icy cold at first, then a scorching heat spread from my throat to every limb. Agony racked my body. Bones cracked, muscles tore, skin rippled like shedding snakeskin. I screamed from the depths of my soul.
That was not a prophecy. It is a warning. The water amplifies your instincts. Protectiveness will make you a guardian. Destruction will turn you into a monster.
What is my true instinct? I opened my eyes. My senses were heightened. I could see every leaf in the dark, smell pine trees a kilometer away, and hear Kane's distant heartbeat. My body remained human, but I was no longer an ordinary human. The silver mark on my wrist had turned bright gold, the same color as Kane's eyes.
Go find your wolf. Where is she? I'll never tell you.
Sebastian raised the dagger to strike. I appeared in an instant, grabbing his wrist and crushing the bones within. The silver dagger clattered to the ground. You want my blood? I stared at him.
You drank the Moonwell water?
Fear flashed across Sebastian's face for the first time. Leave the moon forest, or your blood will stain every tree here.
You look different now.
I'm fine.
I'm dying. I'd rather laugh than cry.
You won't die. I won't allow it. I carried Kaint back to the Guardian's hut. Silver-infused injuries are extremely fatal to him.
He will get better after a period of rest.
I sat by the bed, holding his hand. Our golden marks glowed in unison.
Your eyes have turned golden.
You're still teasing me even like this? He passed out soon after. I guarded him all night. He woke at dawn.
You didn't sleep.
I don't need sleep anymore.
Do you regret drinking the well water?
I looked at the new lines beneath my skin, like intertwined roots. No. I had no other way to save you.
Thank you for not leaving me.
I tried to run, but I couldn't escape the bond between us. We sat in the quiet hut. The mark was no longer a curse. It was a gift. We stayed in the moon forest for a week until Kain's wounds healed and I mastered my new powers. We returned to the city. Vivian saw me and noticed my golden eyes at once. I wore colored contact lenses to hide my true eye color in public. That night, I lay in bed, unable to sleep. My enhanced senses picked up every tiny sound and smell in the house. I stood in front of the mirror, my pupils narrowed into vertical slits like a wolf's when I lost control. I forced them back to round caper. My hands trembled slightly. You drank the Moonwell water. You can live for 300 to 400 years now.
So you no longer oppose us?
I still don't fully approve, but you are no longer a fragile human. You are a worthy match for my brother. That evening, I met Nora at her coffee shop.
You look radiant lately. I just rest well.
She kept pressing me about my living situation. I hesitated to tell her the truth about werewolves.
I'll tell you everything when the time is right.
That night, the nightmare returned. I pounced on Kain in my dream. When I woke up, my nails had grown into claws and the sheets were torn. I splashed cold water on my face. The monster inside me was always lurking.
A month later, Derek intercepted intelligence. The Grey Clan was assembling forces to attack Blackwood Tower.
They want you, not the territory. We have fewer fighters and insufficient silver ammunition.
I'll fight alongside everyone.
No.
Kain refused firmly. I started combat training with Derek. My speed and strength were far beyond ordinary humans, but my animalistic instincts flared up easily during fights.
You wanted to bite me just now?
I know.
Get your emotions under control before stepping onto the battlefield. Otherwise, you will hurt allies.
I nodded. I knew I was not fully ready.
The battle was set for 3 days later. The whole mansion was busy preparing weapons and tactics. I stood on the balcony. Kain walked up beside me.
If something happens to me tomorrow...
No what-ups. You promised to take me to the aquarium to see moon jellyfish again.
Our golden marks glowed when our wrists touched. My phone rang suddenly. It was Nora's number, but a man's voice came from the line.
Come to the South City warehouse alone. If you bring Kain, your friend dies.
We're going together.
We rushed to the warehouse. Nora was tied to a chair. Another woman stood inside, Leela, Sebastian's younger sister, with dull golden eyes.
I just want to test the power of those who drank the Moonwell water,
Lila said and charged at me instantly. Her fist slammed into my shoulder, and I was knocked flying into the wall.
They're still too weak.
The pain from his wounds spread to me through our bond. A surge of wild fury welled up inside me. My pupils narrowed into vertical slits. My nails grew sharp, and my voice turned horny and alien. Leela let her go. Your eyes, they're white. The second awakening of the Moonwell's power. I've only heard of this in legends. If you know what it means, leave.
Leela raised her hands in surrender and untied Nora's restraints. She turned and walked out of the warehouse. I hurried over to hold the trembling Nora in my arms. Kane leaned against the wall, watching me with a complicated expression.
The full-scale war between the two clans never broke out. After witnessing my second awakening, Leela persuaded Sebastian to suspend the attack. The Grey clan fell into internal strife. Nora learned all the secrets of werewolves that night. On the way home, she stayed quiet for a long time.
Are you going to hurt people?
I won't hurt the innocent. Even if you've become half werewolf, even then, you protected me tonight. You're my hero. Thank you for not being afraid of me. Promise me one thing. Anything. Teach me how to make 78-degree coffee. If one day you can't make it anymore, I'll take your place. Deal.
Next to Nora's dessert shop, a new shop called Moon Jellyfish opened. Our two shops are adjacent. She mainly sells desserts, and I mainly sell coffee.
Business was slow at first, but every afternoon at 3 o'clock, a regular customer would show up.
Kane wore a casual hoodie and a baseball cap now, no longer in formal suits. No one recognized the famous billionaire. A cup of Americano, please.
I can't guarantee the exact temperature.
Close enough is fine.
He would sit by the window, drinking coffee and browsing his phone. One day, an elderly female customer walked over and teased him. Kane glanced at me, the tips of his ears turning red.
I'm just waiting for her to be ready.
The whole shop burst into gentle laughter. I pretended to busy myself behind the counter, hiding my own smile. It was another full moon night. I closed the shop and walked home alone. The bright moonlight stirred the power inside me. The mark on my wrist burned fiercely. My pupils turned vertical, and my fangs and claws gradually emerged.
I warned the figure walking towards me. Kane kept walking and reached out to hold my trembling hands.
Follow my breathing. Calm down.
I gradually regained control of my body as his steady presence soothed the wild beast inside me. What if I lose control completely one day?
Then let me be the only one you hurt. I can bear it.
Tears welled up in my eyes. I leaned into his embrace, all fear melting away. A month later, I received an old parchment letter sealed with the Grey clan's wax seal. Sebastian wrote that they had seized the Northern Terry with money instead of force. He also claimed they had successfully replicated the Moonwell formula. They will turn every clansman into a feral beast. I handed the letter to Kane. Genuine Moonwell water chooses its bearer. Man-made potions only bring curse. I'm going to the Moon Forest to stop this.
I'll go with you.
We rushed to the Moon Forest overnight. The guardian waited for us beside the ancient well.
The replicated liquid is indeed a curse. He told us the truth. Who drink it will truly turn into mindless Wyalams. Only you can persuade in Sebastian. The Shobrian looked at Wa. Your white eyes represent the will of the will. He will listen to you.
I have to go alone this time. 3 days. If I don't return in 3 days, bring everyone to find me.
Come back alive.
I did not look back. I had no choice but to move forward. I found Sebastian in an abandoned church on the edge of the Moon Forest. A golden cup filled with the replicated potion sat before him. The man-made liquid is a curse, not power. He refused to believe me at first. But when Lila walked in and admitted she was gradually losing her sanity, his world collapsed.
17 people have died in my experiments.
Lila drew a silver dagger to force him to destroy all the potions. Sebastian knelt on the ground and wept bitterly. The feud between the two clans was rooted in years of resentment, but at this moment, all hatred faded away. All replicated potions were burned to ashes. The red haze in Lena's eyes began to fade slowly. I walked out of the church and saw Kane standing outside. He had waited for me the whole time.
I could sense your mark shining brightly all the way.
Sebastian and Lima followed us out. Leela nodded at me as a sign of gratitude.
Winning a war means nothing. Protect the people around you. That's the real victory.
The long-standing hostility between the Blackwood and Grey clans finally came to an end. Life returned to peace in the city. Leela often came to my coffee shop for a latte. Bitter coffee tastes more real. She and Nora became good friends. The werewolf and the ordinary human chatted happily over desserts and drinks. Kane still came to the shop at 3 every afternoon. He no longer hid his feelings.
You're Ella Blackwood now.
I haven't agreed to marry you yet.
The mark says you're willing.
The Moon Jellyfish coffee shop thrived day by day. We lived a simple and warm life. One day, a little girl pointed at Kane's eyes and asked about the colored contact lenses. He responded gently. After the child left, I laughed.
You're good at lying to kids.
The sun set outside the window. He walked around the counter, stood in front of me, and kissed me softly. The whole shop cheered. When he pulled back, he took out an ancient silver ring carved with the moon and wolf claw patterns.
Marry me.
I nodded with tears in my eyes.
Yes.
After marriage, our life remained peaceful. Kane still visited the shop every day. Leela's eyes turned pale gold completely. Sebastian lived a reclusive life in the forest, no longer obsessed with power struggles. Vivian dropped by occasionally. She no longer opposed our relationship. Is this what happiness feels like? I think it's peace. No hidden handjars, no pursuit, just simple days. Another full moon night. We sat on the balcony, watching the bright moon hanging in the sky. I might grow old long before you do.
I'll accompany you every second of your life.
3 years ago, I only dared to stand 3 steps away from him. Now we share every sunrise and sunset together. The golden mark on our wrists glowed softly under the moonlight. 2 years later, a flustered young girl pushed open the shop door. A silver wolf claw and moon mark shone on her wrist.
I accidentally marked a werewolf. I don't know what to do.
I smiled and gestured for her to sit down. Have a seat. I'll make you a cup of 78-degree coffee. Kane walked over beside me.
Is he yet another person who has gone astray?
I don't save everyone, only those who refuse to give up on themselves. The 2 marks on our wrists touched, emitting warm golden light. The mark amplifies true feelings instead of creating them. Never be intimidated by schemers, and remember the temperature of 78 degrees coffee. She left with hope in her eyes.
Kane asks,
You think all of this was just coincidence?
Maybe it's the arrangement of the moon. Every accidental counter, every desperate escape eventually turned into a warm light for others. Many years passed. The Moon Jellyfish coffee shop still stood on the street. Nora's hair turned gray, yet her smile stayed the same. Leela visited from time to time. Vivian came once every few years. On a quiet afternoon, Kane and I sat by the window, watching the sunset and the moon rise.
Do you regret it?
I have no regrets. I gained too much along the way. The sun and moon hung side by side in the sky, the golden light of the marks intertwined with the moonlight. I stood up and walked behind the counter, starting to make coffee. 78 degrees. Exactly.